Morning everybody, this is Kaprie with WoWkap'ed, here to bring you along with me to another trial location for Embersilk farming. In this trial run, we are at the Cape of Lost Hope, which has a bunch of undead along the shoreline, and undead typically drop a lot of cloth. According to lore in many games, undead are practically wearing rags, so they have a higher drop rate for, cloth. As in my other videos that I've already posted, I farmed until I got about 3 stacks of cloth, and I recorded how long that took me. This video, I got 3 stacks of cloth in 6 minutes. Since this is a trial run, I did not use the potion of treasure finding, but I am bringing my tailor so I can get the increased drop rate. There are a couple pros to this location. There is no competition out here, as well as, the mobs drop pretty easy. The downsides to this location is that the mobs are spread out. They also give you a debuff to slow you down, so yes, you have to run to the different mobs, and when you get that debuff, it's slower to keep running to the next mob. But they do have a near instant respawn rate. I was watching a few videos in preparation for this one, and I noticed there was a lot of people just being kind of mean and saying, well, if you want to do a farming location, then you should, totally put on the potion of luck and go to this spot. You can just imagine the comments that are out there. In my Embersilk farming location series, I'm trying to be unique in the fact that I'm trying to go with locations that are not already out there. There's just so many locations and they're all practically in the same spot. I am finding options for everything because I want to help people avoid clogging different areas, and I also like to go with the flow. I mean, if there's quests where you have to down this many mobs in this area, and that just so happens to be one of the better locations that Google talks about, I want to avoid making it so that it's impossible for people to do the quests, and by adding a variety, you can avoid that. I don't like stepping on people's toes when I go farm. This morning, when I did the Tolbarad dailies after the servers came back up, I noticed that there was one little area on Tolbarad that was completely clogged up. There were like 3 people standing out there waiting for respawns in a location that pretty much you will find on any Embersilk farming location guides. I felt kind of sorry for them because here I was sitting on a pretty over 7 stacks of cloth that I got just by doing the quests and just doing a little bit of pit stop farming, which I talked about in one of my previous videos, and I'll go back into that another time. But they were sitting out there waiting for respawns and fighting over respawns. And here I was sitting pretty, moving fast, still had over 7 stacks of cloth, and I was done and out of there, and continuing on, moving towards mount runs and stuff. I feel positive when I say I probably had more cloth per hour rate than they did. With the recent nerf in the drop rates for cloth, people are getting so demoralized, and I want to tell you, don't get demoralized. Don't fight over spawns because you're just not seeing other locations you can go. Keep your chin up, and I'm going to do my best to give you new locations so that you don't get so demoralized. And thank you for joining me, and I will see you again with my next farming location.